How would you like to do it? Tell me.
When would you have it ready?
I can probably have it. I'm saying I can look for it now. I can probably have a copy in 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, I see. This is the BBC tape?
The BBC tape. It's a 30-minute tape, and they interviewed me for 3 hours, Don.
Yeah.
I'm only on it for a little over 3 minutes. But the reason I'm only on it for 3 minutes is because the other people were a lot more interesting than I was. You know what I'm saying? They come here, see, Timothy James McVeigh was getting ready to be executed. He threw in the towel. He just wanted to get it over with because he knew he was involved in enough, he was going to get executed.
Yeah.
Okay? He just threw in the towel and wanted to get executed and become a martyr. So anyway, the deal is, he's thrown in the towel. He could have pressed his case on for a while and kept it going for a while and maybe even got it overturned someday, but he just totally gave up. Now, the thing that's going to be interesting is I'm not into computers, like I said. I wish that I was. But anyway, I'm trying to get in touch with Terry Nichols. Now, I only met Terry Nichols once at a gun show, but Terry Nichols was involved in the deal too. But see, Terry Nichols, you don't hear much about him now. They'd rather get this story about this guy killing this girl and their little baby in California. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They'd rather get these jive stories on TV than real stories about real people and real things that have, especially government involvement. So the deal is, they want the press and the media to jump on and spend all their time and trouble on these crazy rabbit trails and stuff, while the government and the society is falling around us. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying in 3 hours, I'm only on this tape for 3 minutes because everyone I told them about, which amazed me, they even went to Germany and talked to some people. They talked to a lot of people, and the people actually talked to them about the deal, which is what amazed me.
Right.
You know how factual the BBC is about things, how they document and check things out. But I'm saying, I got newspaper articles, I got a copy of my insurance form from State Farm, I think it's State Farm. But anyway, I was turned down for insurance because of my government involvement working undercover for the United States government. A copy of the insurance form where I was turned down because I worked undercover for the government.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's never happened to you, I don't think.
No.
Yeah. And I hope it never does. But anyway, the deal is things like that don't happen to the average American people. So I do know a lot about it. That's why the FBI, they're not outside right now, but they stay around my house on a regular basis.
No.
Keeping me under wraps or whatever. I'm sure that this phone conversation I'm talking to you right now is probably being recorded by some federal agency.
Right.
I'm saying I'm not recording it, and you have my permission to record anything I say to you, video me, do anything you want to. But like I said, my wife was looking into life insurance on me the other day because she had some bad feelings of impending doom now that I started telling people about my involvement in the things that happen that are not kosher that the United States government's been doing for years.
Right. Well, you know, that's the best way to protect yourself.
I agree. That's what I told Kathy Ferguson. I told her she needed to write all this stuff down and do some tapes and talk to some people and write all this stuff down about her involvement with Clinton because in order to shut her up, they just killed her and nipped it in the bud before she could do what she wanted, what she should have done.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying if you was to publish something about my son's case or my government involvement, I'm sure the government would have a whole lot harder time. That's what I told my wife. I told her the government would have a whole lot harder time killing me if the information's out there because some people, just like Tony Alamo, he's 100% correct. But there's probably 90% of the people in America will not believe that last newsletter that you put out, in my personal opinion. Probably 80 to 90% will not believe it, and it's 100% factual.
Right. Well, a lot of people are starting to wake up. I mean,
I believe there are, but what percent of the people would you say would believe what Tony Alamo wrote in that last newsletter that you put out?
I don't know. I don't know, but I have seen a lot of people starting to come around, and then a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon.
More and more, thanks to the internet and different things. I'm not in the internet. I wish I was, but more and more people are coming around. And that's a good thing, and I'm saying you're helping it happen, obviously. You and your ministry are helping it happen, which is good, Don.
Right. Well, you know what it is people see that Pastor Lamo is coming out boldly and exposing these things, and it emboldens them too.
I agree. That's what emboldened me a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I was reading, I was literally shaking. When I was reading, my wife was wondering why I was so upset and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he's 100% dead on the mark. And I was amazed that a person could be that accurate about that much stuff that the government's been involved with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I talked to members of your organization when I went with the federal agents to Alma, Arkansas. You know, we went to a restaurant, and everybody I talked to with his organization, just like your organization, was touting him up just like they do Tony Alamo, what a great person he was. There was only one person in the whole city of Alma, Arkansas, and I talked to about 15 or 20 people there the day I was there with federal agents. And this was in 1995 now, it wasn't recent. But anyway, when I talked to about a dozen people in Alma, Arkansas, I only had one person in the city person that had something bad to say about Tony Alamo, and they said they thought he was running a cult. You know what I'm saying? One of the people in the city.
Right.
And that's the only bad, you know, I don't think that he is, but I'm just saying that's the only bad thing that I've ever heard about the guy. That's why I refused to target him or get involved or anything. I just went there with a couple of federal agents on a fact find, and we just talked to people. There's, like I said, him and two other guys that I refused to frame are part of the reason. I'm not blaming him, I'm blaming myself for being involved with this corrupt government. But that's the reason that my son is squeaky clean and doing life without for murder. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is all, my son's case, if you're on the internet, you can get on the internet. His name is John Christian. Have you got a pencil handy?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, yes, I do.
Okay. Anyway, let me try to pick up another phone and see if I can get you. Hello?
Yes.
Okay, this is a whole lot better. The battery must be going out on my walkabout phone. Are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. But anyway, have you got a pencil and paper?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, my name is John Garry Peeler, and you got my name and address and phone number, right?
Right.
Okay. His name is John Christopher Peeler. And his number in the Bureau of Prisons, he's number 107832. You got that?
Right.
Okay. Barracks number 20, East Arkansas Regional Unit, Post Office Box 180, Bricky, Arkansas.
Just one second.
Okay, I'm sorry. Post Office Box EARU, East Arkansas Regional Unit, EARU.
Uh-huh.
Post Office Box 180, Bricky, Arkansas.
Bricky,
B-R-I-C-K-E-Y-S, Bricky's, Arkansas. 72320-0180.
72320-0180.
And what I'd like for you to do, this last newsletter, the one I just read that sent shivers down my spine,
Yeah.
if you would, I'd appreciate it if you'd mail him a copy of it.
Okay.
But anyway, what I'm saying is you're obviously an intelligent person, Don, and obviously you probably know how to use the internet, right?
A little bit, yes.
Okay, well, I'm not into it at zero. I had a computer and gave it to a church because it like to drove me nuts, man. But I mean, I'm just not computer literate. I apologize for that. But anyway, I'm saying what you can do, you can get on the computer, and there's I forget where it's at, but you can find out about people in Arkansas prison and what they're in for. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And you have my permission. You can check that out. Well, you wouldn't have to have my permission to do it, but you do. But you can check that out. You can check me out. You can check anything else you want to, and I'll pray to God and thank you for it. You know what I'm saying? But the information, I've got some documentation. I don't have a whole lot, but I'll give you I'll try to get together all the documentation I can and give it to you, because I'd like for you and your organization, obviously you're trying to shed the light on the government and get the truth out, and I'd love for you to be able to do it. I'm not trying to overthrow the government. I'm trying to get the people, to put some people in power that are not going to sell us out to the New World Order and this do away with the Christian ministries like Tony Alamo and stuff that are righteous people trying to do the right thing for people, and then they're too busy trying to set them up and do weird things to them.
Right.
Which is very unfortunate that society has gone that far downhill. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of a history buff and a history student. I belong, right now, I'm going to the American Institute. They're on the internet too, you can write this down. I'm a student at the American Institute of Holy Land Studies. Okay, right here in North Little Rock, Arkansas. They have an internet site, and I'm a student there, taking courses in ancient history and Bible history and all that sort of thing. In fact, I went to Israel last year with a church group, and you might have seen me on CNN News. Our church group was blown up by a suicide